Hello everyone, welcome to VGS Astro. Today we're diving into the Sun transit, but this time there's a twist. Mercury and Ketu are also transiting the same sign, forming a powerful Sun-Mercury-Ketu conjunction in Virgo. So before we delve into the details, let me give you a heads up. For most ascendants, if not all, this transit may not look particularly favorable. There's bound to be some challenge or complication, like being caught in a tangled web of planetary energies. In this video, I'll walk you through the more difficult aspects of this transit, but don't worry, I'll also share remedies and solutions to help turn these challenges into opportunities. So stick around till the end for the full prediction and insight on how to overcome this transit. Let's get started. Remember, whenever planets transit through the house or sign where Ketu resides, it signals a rapid burning up of karma, especially when the sun or moon are involved. The process tends to accelerate and karmic lessons are learned very swiftly. Sometimes we might feel it's better to endure a sharp but brief period of pain and suffering rather than face a slow, agonizing process that fate drags out, tearing us apart bit by bit. The intensity can be overwhelming, but the transformation is just as powerful. And I've seen this happen with a particularly healthy gentleman who I had known in my younger years. Was in his early 60s when I had last checked, and he had undergone multiple surgeries, multiple health complications, plagued by diseases and whatnot. And when he came to me for a solution, he had already completed 17 years of Rahu Mahadasha. He ultimately succumbed to multiple organ failure, and I remember him telling me that his suffering coincided exactly at the beginning of the Mahadasha and ended at the time of his Mahadasha, and he had a bad Rahu placement. I can't recall the details, but the reason I'm telling this is because sometimes it's okay to burn up karma quickly instead of endure it for a longer duration. That is the reason why I do not usually advocate remedies when a planet is transiting Ketu, because it's sometimes okay to go through that suffering instead of postponing those effects. However, I'm giving some ways to deal with it rather than remedies, which can help manifest this transit in a positive manner. Also, I'm giving the remedies for those individuals who are really having a tough time and are badly in need of one, possibly because they're going through Rahu or Ketu Mahadasha and the transit is riding them. If you have Rahu or Ketu afflicting Sun or Moon in your birth chart, you should definitely go for a remedy, as that can cause long-term health complications, including mental health problems. So don't ignore it. So let's begin with the transit. The transit when the Sun, Ketu, and Mercury are in the sign of Virgo. This alignment will primarily bring about a sense of detachment or separation from your father and siblings, leading to reduced communication, a general sense of withdrawal, perhaps even silence during this transit. For those who have lost their father, this transit may stir a deep emotional longing to reconnect with his memory. And in the same way with your siblings, since Mercury governs siblings and communication and is also part of this Virgo transit, the emotional distance might feel heavy, but it serves a deeper purpose of reflection and also healing from the inside. Alright? Mercury represents intelligence, and the sign of Virgo is associated with business, money, management, accountancy, and also calculations and judgment. Right? So during this transit, all of these areas may face challenges. There will likely be general difficulties in starting a business or forming new strategies. Some of you may feel stuck in life, struggling with disjointed ideas, unable to piece them together to get creative in work or business, and finding it hard to communicate what's on your mind. That's the crux of this transit. However, a remarkable feature of this transit is that it will spark a desire for novelty, driving you to seek new approaches, experiment with different methods, or find innovative ways to manage your daily routines or conduct business. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And the central theme that many will experience during this transit is humility. People who do not maintain a humble attitude throughout this transit, regardless of their ascendant or moon sign, are going to see a tough breaking down of their ego. The Sun Ketu Mercury conjunction will bring significant benefits to those involved in research, academia, or anyone trying to solve complex problems in fields like mathematics or physics. This is your moment to excel. The key to success during this time is to remain detached and objective, letting go of outdated ways of thinking and past failures. Avoid repeating old strategies in the hope of achieving success again. For example, you may have previously succeeded with a particular marketing strategy, gain recognition by following a specific process, or solve the problem using a familiar method. But during this transit, those old approaches may no longer work, whether it's related to work, paying off debt, or sticking to a fitness regimen. One of the first things people may notice during this transit is a sense of fear. This fear stems from the possibility of losing your intelligence, creativity, or running out of ideas, which can become increasingly unsettling as the transit progresses. Some may even experience memory-related issues, and this fear grows. It may feel like layers of yourself are being peeled away like an onion, and boredom sets in. If you truly want this transit to manifest positively for you, it's essential to heed the wisdom of Ketu. Ketu is urging you to abandon old methods of seeking success, emphasizing that novelty cannot be found externally. Many great thinkers and innovators achieve success through isolation and self-reflection. You won't achieve anything significant until you understand your true mission in life, what you really want, what your soul desires, not what your ego craves or how you wish to be recognized by the world. Until then, you might find yourself aimlessly striving in the dark during this transit. The only way to accelerate the process of burning your karma in a positive way is by looking within for answers. Ketu's message isn't about external achievements. Instead, he's urging the Sun and Mercury to turn inwards and discover a deep soul connection in what you do and in how you think. This is how you'll uncover your true calling in life. This transit is a time for deep self-reflection on your intelligence, your strategies, how others perceive you, your business acumen, artistic abilities, knowledge, and life management skills. In many ways, it's a period for corrective action. So if you don't take the time to self-reflect, Ketu will teach you through difficult lessons, showing that chasing after success without introspection leads nowhere. You may pour all your creative energy and intellect into your efforts, but without self-awareness, you risk being repetitive and unoriginal, ultimately falling short of true success. If you ask me, we all need a bit of Ketu in our lives to facilitate transformation, to reassess and alter our beliefs and the old systems we use to deal with problems. And I say this because Ketu is also the co-ruler of the Scorpio sign, which is the 8th in the natural zodiac order. And I think the Karaka for real transformation rests with Ketu and not really Mars. Mars is something else. Mars is hit and run. But Ketu is the one who patiently molds the character in the most intense manner. Ketu's influence here is about revealing your true nature, your true self, breaking down your ego, and continually telling you to change your approach and strategies for achieving success. Once this transit is complete, it's common to notice a shift in the way we do things and communicate, often after a period of experimentation. For example, an artist might come to realize that it's not just his expression that matters, but also how he communicates with others through his voice. He may discover that his voice lacks appeal, which could be turning people away. As a result, he might opt for a voiceover or use technology and filters to enhance how this communication is perceived. By the end of this transit, you'll likely notice that the person has undergone some changes, perhaps a new style of dress, a change in physical appearance, or the adoption of technology to improve an area where they previously experienced less success. right? So the person emerges from this transit with newfound confidence to tackle challenges and achieve success. It's as if they've glimpsed the other side of life, the deeper side of intelligence, like they've struck gold. And this transformation can only occur through trial and error, research, and keen observation. By observing patterns around us and learning from them, you can figure out solutions rather than just relying on what you think is right or sticking to what you believe is correct. All right, that's my introduction for this wonderful transit. Now let's look at how this transit is going to affect each ascendant. First, we have Aries ascendant or Aries moon sign. Hello Aries folks, let's talk about what's happening right now with the Sun transiting your 6th house along with Ketu and Mercury joining in. The Sun ruling your 5th house, Ketu co-ruling your 8th house, and Mercury overseeing your 3rd and 6th houses. When these forces come together, it's going to be a challenging time. You might feel like your efforts aren't getting you anywhere, especially when it comes to solving daily problems. Each day can feel like an uphill battle with struggles around communication, self-expression, and even issues with your neighbors, community, or work life. Confidence could take a hit, and some of you might find yourself in disputes with your children or siblings, possibly around property or assets. If you're thinking about conceiving a child, this period might not be ideal either. Since the Sun is nudging Ketu in your 6th house, some of you Aries folks might experience eye-related issues during this transit. You may feel your vitality slipping, your energy completely getting drained. It's exhausting, and the frustration is mounting, and it can make you feel like throwing in the towel. But what's the solution? When you're in despair, just like I mentioned earlier, in the introduction of the video, the moment you turn inward for answers, you will discover unconventional ways to tackle these problems. Ketu, as the ruler of your 8th house, is pushing you towards transformation, helping you recreate the magic in unexpected ways. Some of you might find yourselves embracing automation in your daily life, looking for ways to escape the mundane routines that are adding to your fatigue and frustration. You may even go for delegating your tasks. You'll be seeking out quick fixes both at home and at work. This might not sit well with your employer or family, but they don't see why you shouldn't be doing it this way. So there's going to be a lot of quiet and silence at work and your domestic life, even as you bring sweeping changes in these areas. And here's an interesting twist at work. Just when your competitors were about to get recognized for their hard work, you will unexpectedly gain the upper hand and receive the praise and appreciation instead. Or at the very least, you will be on an equal footing with them. But here's the key: stay humble. As you receive this recognition, don't let it get to your head. As the time progresses, you will start noticing that many of the struggles that felt overwhelming at first are slowly fading away, resolving almost on their own. This is an amazing time for Aries. You're shifting your methods, adjusting your approaches, and changing your behavior to get better outcomes in life. It's a period of growth, more success, more recognition. And I think we all need a bit of Ketu's influence to reinvent ourselves and the way we work, and that's exactly what's happening now. However, this time might bring some challenges in your married life. The romance and excitement in your everyday relationship might feel like it's slipping away, leaving you feeling detached or stuck in a dull routine. But remember, self-reflection is the key. It's what will help you come out of these issues and come out stronger, bolder, and more successful. Alright, that's all for Aries. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below to stay updated on all the latest transits and all things astrology. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family and leave a comment and let me know if this transit resonates with you. Next up, we have Taurus Ascendants or Taurus Moon sign. For Taurus folks, Sun transits to the 5th house alongside Ketu and Mercury. Sun rules your 4th house, Ketu co-rules your 7th house, and Mercury rules your 2nd and 5th houses. And when they come together, The transit highlights potential issues in your domestic life. You might find that there's always something at home that needs fixing, or you could be dealing with differences of opinion with members of your family. And this could especially affect your relationship with your children and spouse. This planetary combination can make it tough for you to fulfill your parental duties, particularly as a father. Ketu's influence means that traditional methods of teaching family values and affection might not work right now. Ketu is pushing you to shift away from the usual ways of guiding your child, especially since the fourth and second lords, which represent traditions, are transiting the fifth house, affecting your child's growth. So instead of sticking to old methods, Ketu wants you to lead by example. Some children are better off learning by observing rather than being told how to behave. So if you help a blind person cross the street, your child might pick up on that and do the same. So do more, say less should be your mantra during this transit. This is also a great time to teach them about spirituality, humility, and how to maneuver tough situations with calmness, self-control, and adaptability. These are lessons that will stick with them for a long time to come. And some of you may also experience separation from your child, either because they need to move away for education or due to a relocation. During this time, Taurus folks need to be particularly cautious about their children's health, especially when it comes to driving, as they may be prone to sudden accidents. For those of you working in media, entertainment, acting, or in any kind of artistic field, the transit might bring intense pressure and disruption to your usual creative process. You're used to working in a certain way, but Ketu is stripping away your creative flow, your ideas, and that can feel terrifying. Imagine being a script writer, running out of captivating ideas, or simply feeling stuck. For anyone in creative fields, that's a nightmare. You may find yourself feeling frustrated, stressed, and like your usual methods of gaining fame or recognition may not be working right now. It might seem like you're simply trying to reinvent the wheel, and there's very little room to create something truly new to impress people. And trust me, it doesn't have to be that way. Ketu is asking you to turn inwards and find the answers within. Forget about doing things in a flashy way or obsessing over the details. That's not what's going to work right now. Ketu wants you to revisit the basics, the foundational themes that are at the core of human life. For instance, if you look at human literature, one thing that stands out is human nature. And throughout literature, you'll see that we all share the same desire, longings, and emotions, whether it's connecting with our families, reminiscing about childhood, or staying close to our cousins, siblings, and extended families. That's what Ketu is pushing you to use as a foundation. It's about looking back on your past life, because the fifth house and Ketu represent past life karmas. For example, if you're a scriptwriter, tap into these universal emotions and themes to build your story. But the advice doesn't just apply to writing, it can be adapted to other professions as well. You'll need to reflect on how these ideas can be tailored to your unique situation. With the Sun aspecting your 11th house of social circles, income, and profits, you're going to notice a shift in how you approach these areas. You will become more mellow, less focused on material gains. And the Sun conjunct Ketu reveals what truly matters, right? It's not just about financial success. It's about your spiritual nature, your friendships, and the practical knowledge you've gained in handling daily life. It also highlights your unique problem-solving abilities. These are the priceless qualities that shape our character and build our personality. One can attend all kinds of personal development courses out there, but what's truly special is the way you think and approach problems. Knowledge can be shared, but your IQ, that's kind of unique to you, right? Your problem solving ability, your way of approaching a problem is unique to you. It's one of a kind. And that's what the sun aspect is conveying to you now. And you'll begin to count your blessings for that uniqueness. Alright? That's all for Taurus, folks. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Next up, we'll be discussing Gemini Ascendants or Gemini Moon sign. For Gemini people, Sun transits to the 4th house alongside Ketu and Mercury joins in. Sun rules your 3rd house, Ketu co-rules your 6th house, and Mercury rules your 1st and 4th houses. And when they come together, it's stirring up tensions in your home life, particularly with your siblings and family. You might face a lot of challenges within your domestic sphere, and it could also take a toll on your emotions, because 4th is about emotions. This is a time when you might feel a sense of disregard, or perhaps like you're not receiving the love you expected from your family. It's not that you aren't loved, but this conjunction makes it hard to ignore your feelings around the love and affection you're getting. You may have given your family all your care and wished for the same in return, but as the transit progresses, you could feel somewhat overlooked, and that might lead to a sense of detachment from the desire for deep family bonding. However, once this transit is over, you will emerge stronger, perhaps even more bold and independent than before. With Mars sitting in your 1st house and Saturn aspecting your 6th house retrograde, you're likely being reminded of your duties in daily life. Saturn is teaching you to just focus on your responsibilities without expecting anything in return. Okay? Some Geminis might find themselves moving to a new place during this transit. It could be driven by a variety of factors. Maybe you feel like the place is giving you the creeps. I'm just kidding, okay? Or perhaps you think it's unsafe, or the landlord isn't accommodating your needs. So whatever the reason is, this move could be temporary or more permanent relocation. The 4th house also deals with property. So with this conjunction, there's a possibility you might have to part with your property due to a contract issue, legal dispute, or even sell it and move elsewhere. For young students, there might be some disruptions in your education, but these should be brief. As for married couples, your spouse might switch jobs or leave their current position in search of better opportunities, possibly involving research projects that can offer more flexibility and less supervision. All right, dear Geminis, remember that being forewarned is forearmed. Let go of your expectations to see a smoother Sun transit. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe below, like, comment, and share this video with your friends and family. Next up, we have Moon children. For Moon children, Sun transits to the 3rd house alongside Ketu, and Mercury joins the same house. Sun rules your 2nd house, Ketu co-rules your 5th house, and Mercury rules your 12th and 3rd houses. And with this transit of 3 planets, for Moon children, you might face issues with siblings and communication during this time. You could feel like you're missing out on making sound judgments and struggling to implement your plans. Your me time or privacy may also be disrupted, which could be quite frustrating and unsettling. This disruption may affect your communication skills, leading to disjointed thoughts and logical reasoning. Instead of analyzing situations critically, you might become either overly analytical or under-analytical, potentially turning argumentative. Virgo, being the 6th sign in the natural zodiac, is associated with arguments and quarrels, so you might find yourself in conflicts and even exchanging harsh words. With the Sun's energy being drawn inward by Ketu, your ego might be bruised, and the more harsh you are with your words, the more you might hurt yourself in the process. The conjunction might give you a burst of blind courage, making you feel invincible due to your mental and physical stamina. But here's the thing, this courage could be misplaced. With the Sun in the 3rd house, you might feel empowered to take on challenges that others would shy away from. However, with Ketu's influence, this courage lacks a solid foundation. So be cautious. Don't challenge authoritative figures or dive into situations without careful thought. One of the best ways to manage this energy is by practicing detachment and letting go of your ego. Self-reflection and self-control are crucial during this transit. The more you can control yourself, the more you'll prosper in your relationship with siblings, children, and even strangers. Ketu is trying to offer you prosperity and intuitive thoughts, but that requires you to set aside your ego and consider the other side of the story. This is a time to reflect before acting or speaking harshly. Your mantra should be don't say anything and don't act. If you're set on moving forward with your plans, seek advice from experts, mentors, friends, teachers, or gurus. That's where your support will come from right now. Your career might also take a hit during this time. There may be some bumps during this time, and so it's wise to proceed with caution at work. For married couples, especially those trying to conceive, you might feel particularly unlucky. Despite your best efforts, you may not see the results you hope for, which could shake your faith. So don't lose hope. Just hang in there until this transit passes. If you already have a child, then you might experience they might experience communication issues with friends or get into quarrels with other children, which can cause you some stress and worry. Students, this could be a good time for you guys to take short breaks. You might find yourself considering a shift in your field of study. For example, if you're in electronics, you might lean towards a different path like IT or even law, anything that resonates more with your energy and interest. Keep in mind this is a broad prediction and individual results can vary based on your birth chart. Expect some challenges in your studies. The aspect on your 9th house might lead you to question your faith or explore different religions for solutions to your problems. You might feel like you need to change direction just to stay afloat. Alright, dear moon children, remember that being forewarned is forearmed. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe below, like, comment, and share this with your friends and family. Next up, we have Leo Ascendants or Leo Moon sign. For Leo folks, Sun transits through the 2nd house alongside Ketu, and Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your ascendant, Ketu co-rules your 4th house, and Mercury rules your 11th and 2nd houses. And with this combination, you might see that it brings some restlessness within your family and social circles, leading to disputes with friends and family, particularly with your father, because Sun is getting afflicted. And you might find yourself becoming more harsh and argumentative because the Sun and Mercury are both in your 2nd house of Virgo. But with Ketu's affliction, your arguments might fall on deaf ears. People may find your argumentative style, that is your authoritative communication style, to be irksome. Ketu can also impact your finances during this time. You may face challenges in saving money or increasing your profits, especially if you're in business, where you will find marketing your products or selling your brand is a lot more difficult than you imagined it to be. Okay, so for more details, do check out the introduction of my video. If you're involved in banking or finance, exercise caution with loans and client interactions. Be careful about assessing their financial positions and do thorough background checks before lending money. While you might still earn through your contacts and references, it's very important for you to be diligent and cautious during this transit. So the remedy here lies in self-reflection. Understand that not everything that glitters is gold. Don't take things at face value. There's often more beneath the surface, and it can be challenging to uncover the truth through outward probing alone. Instead, try and look within. Try and interpret the situation in a way that makes sense to you. For example, if someone is agreeing to marry you without negotiating any terms or conditions, or if they're an S-man who is okay with any condition that you impose on them, it's pretty natural to be suspicious and question their intentions, right? So that kind of scrutiny can give you insights into their true nature and why they might behave the way they do. Apply this principle throughout the year and beyond. Remember, the eclipse is just a trigger for the challenges and mischief that may come your way. Being mindful and reflective will help you navigate these situations more effectively. It's also very important for Leos to self-reflect on how you communicate. If what you're saying lacks substance, or it is just your way of venting out frustration, then it might be better to keep those thoughts and anger to yourself, to refrain from venting out the frustration on other people. Try to let go of such thoughts and bring some discipline into your speech. The mantra for this time should be measuring your words, measure your speech, measured speech. This is also a period to set aside your ego and find comfort in silence. The less you say, the happier you'll feel, as Ketu is guiding you towards joy through quiet reflection. You might also find it beneficial to start afresh in your family life, whether through personal transformation or even moving away if your current situation isn't working out as you hope. Some of you might take the bold step of relocating just to improve your family dynamics. With Rahu in your 8th house, you might find yourself drawn to exploring the deeper forces that shape our lives, like destiny and planetary movements. And this could spark an interest in astrology and uncovering the hidden aspects of existence. All right, my dear Leos, remember, forewarned is forearmed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and also make sure to share the video with your friends and family. Next up, we have Virgo Ascendants or Virgo Moon sign. So for Virgo folks, Sun transits to the 1st house, your ascendant, alongside Ketu and Mercury join Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 12th house, Ketu co-rules your 3rd house, and Mercury rules your 1st and 10th houses. And when these forces collide, it's going to impact you directly, affecting your body, mind, and intelligence. You might find yourself working harder than usual, with significant exertion required from both your physical and mental faculties. There could be some health concerns to watch out for, as Ketu affecting the Sun in your 1st house may lead to issues with your eyesight, headaches, migraines, and possibly astigmatism. Additionally, Ketu's impact on Mercury could cause nervous system issues. Forewarned is forearmed, so take necessary precautions. Remedies like worshipping the Sun and Ketu and donating wheat to those in need can be beneficial at this time. And as this transit progresses, you may find that the reality isn't as harsh as it initially seemed. Even though the Sun, being the 12th Lord, might seem like a double whammy in your 1st house with Ketu, this combination is actually draining some of the Sun's overpowering energy. This means that any potential for physical, mental, or any other type of loss is being diminished or taken away from these planets. And Mercury might push you to work and toil, especially in getting your health back on track. However, as Mercury moves closer to Ketu, you might find that your workload and exertion decreases. This could leave you with more free time, which can be both a blessing and a challenge. All I can say is try not to get too frustrated if you're not seeing much progress in life right now. Instead, try and focus on enjoying the peace, confidence, and inner courage that you're gaining. While there may be some underlying fears about your vision, eyesight, migraines, or nervous system issues, remember that Ketu's influence might make these concerns seem more significant than they are. Ketu often hides things from plain sight, making diseases harder to diagnose. However, with Jupiter's aspect on your 1st house, you might find creative ways to uncover the true nature of any ailments. Chances are you will discover that these issues are not as serious as they seem. So stay calm and optimistic. It's likely that the challenges are more superficial than substantial. With Mercury being the 10th Lord, you might find yourself receiving state honors, fame, and recognition for your hard work, provided you can connect with others on a more emotional level. For that, you need to understand their nature, which requires self-reflection and empathy. By feeling their pain, their anxiety, their stress, and problems as your own. And when you do that, you'll be better equipped to relate to other people, especially those from different religions, castes, or communities. That is where you will have to work on. And this is particularly relevant with Rahu in your 7th house. Rahu's placement in the 7th house also shifts your focus towards your spouse and your marriage. It's a time to embrace the joy and pleasure that's been long overdue. Throughout this period, remember to stay humble and appreciate the present moment, as that is where true fulfillment lies. Alright, dear Virgos, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here to catch on all the latest updates on transit and all things astrology. Also share this video with your friends and family. Next up we have Libra Ascendants or Libra Moon sign. Alright, for Libra folks, Sun transits to the 12th house alongside Ketu and Mercury join Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 11th house, Ketu co-rules your 2nd house, and Mercury rules your 9th and 12th houses. And when these forces come together, you might notice a rise in your expenses during this time, spending on a variety of things from religious activities to sources of joy and pleasure. You may also find yourself investing in health insurance or covering medical expenses. With the 9th and 12th lords exalted in the 12th house, it might feel like luck is not on your side and you could experience misfortunes like losses or difficulties. However, if you take a step back and reflect not just in hindsight, but by comparing your situation with others who might be in worse circumstances, you may realize that you're actually better off than you think. While that may sound cliche, focusing on what you have rather than what you've lost can be the key to coping. So go ahead and say whatever you need to reassure yourself, as that positive self-talk can serve as an important remedy. Some Librans might experience separation or incur expenses related to the treatment of your father due to the Sun's proximity to Ketu and the 9th lord being conjunct Ketu. However, there's no need to worry excessively. Things will likely turn out okay. But the main concern could be the rising debt and expenses associated with these challenges. Another area that might be affected is your eyesight, with the Sun a Karaka for vision coming into contact with Ketu, and Ketu, the 2nd lord of sight, being placed in the 12th house of losses. You could face some negative karmic effects related to vision. However, your inner vision and intuition will remain intact, and I will cover more on that shortly. You see, Ketu has a very unique way of burning off karmic debt, pushing you towards spiritual growth. The period may involve a lot of inner struggle, but it's an opportunity to achieve spiritual progress by turning inwards and confronting your ego. The key is to focus your inner energies, especially on the 6th house where Rahu is transiting. And that may lead you to discover what you truly want in life beyond the superficial goals we often have. With the Sun, your 11th lord, transiting the 12th house alongside Ketu, which co-rules your 2nd house, you might gain insights into your subconscious desires. So pay close attention to your dreams during this time. Dreams can be a very powerful source of guidance, offering clues about your deeper intentions and possible challenges as well. Try and keep a dream journal and note down your dreams as you wake up. And if your dreams are troubling or evoke fears about death or illness, then that's a signal to prepare for future challenges. Forewarned is forearmed, so act on these insights rather than ignoring them. To enhance your clarity and strengthen your spiritual progress, try to sleep with positive thoughts and consider visiting a Vishnu temple on Sundays. Alright, dear Librans, if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe below to catch on all the latest updates on transits and all things astrology. Also, share this video with your friends and family. Next up, we have Scorpio Ascendants or Scorpio Moon sign. For Scorpio folks, Sun transits to the 11th house alongside Ketu and Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 10th house, Ketu co-rules your Lagna, and Mercury rules your 8th and 11th houses. And when this conjunction happens, you might be facing challenges with your social circle and business profits during this transit. The Sun as your 10th lord is moving through your 11th house, bringing a lot of work related to business. However, with Ketu in the mix, you might struggle with creativity and gathering your ideas for success because they are now getting scattered. Your hopes and wishes might feel scattered, and multitasking would become overwhelming. Ketu is pushing for fresh beginnings and new opportunities, urging you to move away from old methods and embrace new strategies. Think of it as putting old wine in a new bottle. Repackaging and tweaking your opportunities to fit the present times might actually be the key. While you know your situation better, finding your ideal strategy will be crucial during this transit. For more details, check out the introduction of my video. Also expect some shifts in your social circle during this transit. You might see old friends drifting away and new ones coming in. So this is a time to really discern who is going to stick by you through thick and thin and who only wants to be around when things are going well. Ketu is bringing a transformation in your friendships, and the effects will be felt even after this transit is over. It's a time to reevaluate relationship and understanding who truly has got your back. Scorpios, you may also notice a significant change in your personality during this transit. Your ego is softening, and there's a deep transformation happening within you. There's a lot of turning that's going on within you. And while this new version of yourself might feel unfamiliar or uncomfortable, you'll eventually find it to be your original self before external influences shape who you are. The process can bring a profound sense of calm and peace, or sometimes even worries and fears. But it's an excellent time to work on improving your character and habits. You might adopt a new routine which, although initially challenging, will help you better cope with life's pressure and continue moving forward. And this is also a time where if you take up any introspective practices like meditation, like Vipassana, yoga, or mindfulness, and you engage in any of these practices, that will give you lasting benefits and also become a part of your life's toolkit. With Mercury influencing the 3rd house and moving to the 6th, there might be challenges related to your relationship with siblings, particularly elder ones. They could face health issues or legal troubles connected to their property. And Rahu in your 5th house and the aspect by Sun and Mercury on the 5th suggests that focusing on your children and romantic relationships are also very crucial at this time. For those considering marriage, it might be wise to postpone any wedding plans until after the transit of the Sun and Mercury is out of this challenging position. Dear Scorpios, if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, subscribe for updates on transits and all things astrology, and share this with your friends and family. Next up, we have Sagittarius Ascendants or Sagittarius Moon sign. For Sagittarius folks, Sun transits to the 10th house alongside Ketu and Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 9th house, Ketu co-rules your 12th house, and Mercury rules your 7th and 10th houses. And when these planets come closer, the transit might bring disruptions to your career and daily routines, especially with Ketu affecting the 10th house of career. If you've already faced job-related issues or changes, the time may continue to challenge your sense of direction and confidence at work. You might struggle with mistrust or insecurity towards colleagues, which can lead to mistakes or even job dissatisfaction. For those with Ketu transiting over their natal Sun, This could also result in a swift decline in confidence, particularly for those in leadership roles. Additionally, you may experience relationship difficulties with your father or a sense of separation because Ketu is impacting your ninth lord. While this might be a common theme across signs, the effect is more pronounced for Sagittarius folks. However, with focused effort and a clear approach, you can come out of these challenges and find ways to manage and resolve issues with your father. The remedy during this transit involves introspection and to build confidence and address your insecurities. You need to let go of fears and suspicions that may lead to a mistrustful mindset. Approach your career and relationships with trust and an open mind, regardless of any challenges you're now facing mentally. It's crucial to maintain positive thoughts and intentions to counteract the effects of Ketu. Practices like repeating affirmations and feeding yourself with constructive thoughts can be very beneficial. For a more personalized reading, feel free to email me for a paid consultation and I will see what I can do. The aspect on your fourth house indicates a need to focus on your domestic life and your relationship with your mother. This time may bring changes and challenges in these areas, impacting the vitality of both your family life and the career of your spouse. To maneuver this, work on restoring confidence and energy in your home environment. Okay, that's all for Sagittarius folks. If you found this helpful, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe below to catch on all the latest updates on transits and all things astrology. Also share this video with your friends and family. Next up, we have Capricorn Ascendants or Capricorn Moon sign. For Capricorn folks, Sun transits to the 9th house alongside Ketu and Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 8th house, Ketu co-rules your 11th house, and Mercury rules your 6th and 9th houses. And when these planets come closer, we're going to see some challenges to the 9th house related matters, especially with regards to father, separation, or health issues coming his way. But also there's every possibility that father will undergo a positive transformation during this phase because of a certain dispassion that's come about after facing a lot of challenging situations in his life. Now this I can see as somewhat a better position during this transit because not only is the malefic effect of Sun and Mercury is getting reduced here, but also seeing a positive transformation of sorts, which means your fortune is getting a big boost during this transit. If your father has been ailing or having issues with health, this is actually a time where some of that health is going to get restored. And the beauty is that the more he turns inwards, the faster his karma is going to burn during this time. The faster the results connected to health and wellness is going to manifest in his life. But that disease, whether mental or physical, is not going to go out without a fight. Also, Ketu is so powerful now to give a reboot of sorts in the lives of Capricorn natives. Some of you Capricorns are going to see a change in your religious ideology. You may undergo a positive transformation. Some of you may change your philosophy, your outlook on life. You may be undertaking travels connected to religious places of worship or connected to the father, like going to meet your paternal relations. For those who have lost their father, this might be a time of remembrance and doing things in his memory. And if you're going to apply for higher education or working on a thesis or research work, try and abandon old methods of problem solving. Look for novelty from within. Look for things that seemingly defies logic. And if you do that, you may in fact strike gold during this transit. For more on this, watch the introduction of the video. For other students, there may be some needless agitation connected to your choice of study. Some of them may be shifting streams, moving to different fields of study, and abandoning your original choice. That could happen, and if you're unsure if you should indeed change streams, then the stars are now telling you to go ahead and do it. The problem areas, however, may be connected to childbirth as well. For those who are trying to conceive, you may want to put that on hold for some time till the transit is over. The aspect of Sun and Mercury on the third houses shows some transformation almost on a deep level coming about in your relationship with 1. Siblings, 2. Communication, and 3. Your neighborhood, your community. You may also receive requests from your friends and your associates at work for favors, either monetary or in some other way. And this could be an opportunity for you to help them, especially those who are in need and are going through something similar to what you have undergone in the past. So if you're in a position to help, then you can consider doing that at this time. Alright, dear Capricorns, if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe below to catch on all the latest updates on transits and all things astrology. Also, share this video with your friends and family. Next up, we have Aquarius Ascendants or Aquarius Moon sign. For Aquarius natives, Sun transits to the 8th house alongside Ketu and Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 7th house, Ketu co-rules your 10th house, and Mercury rules your 5th and 8th houses. And when these forces collide, you may find that your interest in metaphysics has waned recently, and it might feel like no matter how much you pray or seek answers from higher realms, life continues to present struggles with few apparent solutions. So you may feel restricted and dissatisfied with the way things have been unfolding so far. But during this conjunction, you might find yourself delving deeper and seeking more profound answers to improve your situation, while some of you might experience temporary happiness or gain, particularly if you or your spouse have been involved in ventures related to treasure hunting or similar pursuits. There could be a sense of disillusionment as time goes on. Rahu's influence in your 2nd house might drive you to chase prosperity through material means, like exploring hidden treasures. However, Ketu, being the Moksha Karaka, is guiding you towards the treasure of life, the true treasure of life, right? Like metaphysical knowledge or astrology, the understanding of the self, which it considers to be true knowledge. So the transit could be a pivotal moment for realizing that material pursuits are ultimately less fulfilling than spiritual growth and self-knowledge. While the quest for material wealth may continue, you might find yourself gradually shifting focus towards the more profound and enduring aspects of existence. This conjunction will also give you disputes with your siblings, with members of your family over inheritance matters. Disputes with property may come to the foreground. You will have to fight for your share of money, for your share of wealth through inheritance. But you will no doubt get it before the end of this transit, and you will be thankful for all the good things, whether it is comfort or winds of fortune blowing your way. If, however, you don't find a solution to this problem by end of this transit, expect a solution by end of the Ketu's transit in the sign of Virgo. But yeah, you're definitely poised to gain wealth during this time. Aquarius natives may also suddenly find themselves with an opportunity to make wealth through secret sources or through research and experiments at this time. Actors who have Aquarius as their ascendant or moon sign may now be able to get opportunity to work in a role where they'll have to shift from one character to another. And the conjunction will give excellent skills to detach yourself from a particular role and shift to another and excel in that performance. So among all the zodiac signs, I believe Capricorn and Aquarius natives stand to benefit the most from this transit. In particular, Aquarius individuals might experience even greater advantages compared to Capricorn natives. The transformative energy and opportunities presented during this period seem especially aligned with Aquarius folks, offering them more growth and positive outcomes. Alright, dear Aquarius natives, if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe below to catch on all the latest updates on transits and all things astrology. Also, share this video with your friends and family. Next up, we have Pisces Ascendants or Pisces Moon sign. For Pisces natives, Sun transits to the 7th house alongside Ketu, and Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. Sun rules your 6th house, Ketu co-rules your 9th house, and Mercury rules your 4th and 7th houses. And when these forces collide, issues with your spouse crops up. There seems to be ongoing quarrels and frustration about not having a good time in married life. Ketu's influence is causing a sense of detachment from marriage, leaving you less focused and even somewhat uninterested in this area. Your attention is drawn elsewhere, as Rahu in your Lagna is amplifying your desires, making you more self-centered. Unless your primary desire is marriage, you'll find it hard to concentrate on your relationship or others. Rahu's influence here may foster selfish tendencies, pulling you away from your partner and married life. Despite the detachment Ketu brings, it is also an opportunity for self-reflection. Ketu is nudging you to examine where mistakes have been made, both by you and your spouse. And also, he's telling you to go softer, tread softly in your relationship. It's as though Ketu is offering a path to improve your married life, but only if you let go of ego and focus on introspection. This transit may also bring up fertility-related concerns or hormonal imbalances for your spouse, which could be another area of challenge during this time. And if you're single and seeking a partner, Rahu in your first house may fuel your desires for marriage. And you could start receiving proposals. As a Pisces native, your empathetic nature may lead you to feel deeply for other people, making you more susceptible to being persuaded by emotions. Some of those brides or bridegrooms could emotionally blackmail you into getting married with them. However, the Ketu Sun conjunction in your 7th house will give you an opportunity to approach marriage with a detached and objective mindset. Ketu is telling you to withdraw from emotional impulses and reflect on your future. It's less about using logic or problem solving and more about trusting the blessings of fate. Look for signs of good fortune and a prosperous future with your potential partner, as marriage during this period might feel like a struggle, but Ketu's influence is pushing you to focus on the deeper karmic connections. For some Pisces natives, there may be a breakup in your relationship, particularly if your birth chart doesn't support a love marriage, or if Venus is weak in your chart, or he's afflicted, or he's malefic. Okay, so those who have been dealing with legal disputes or relationship complications might finally witness an end to those issues during this transit. The conjunction may bring resolution, allowing you to move forward and find clarity, especially in matters related to partnerships and commitments, including your own business partnerships and business commitments. In terms of medical astrology, you may now get an infection during this transit connected to your intestine. Some of you, especially children, may have to go through deworming, and that may have already happened because Ketu has been here for a long time. But with the conjunction, that could be a triggering point for some intestine-related issue, which you would have to work on very swiftly. If any Pisces natives are facing worries connected to domestic life or your property now, you may actually feel distanced from all that and focus on what really matters at this time, either because those problems are getting resolved on their own or because you have spent quite a lot of energy on these things that you would want to take a break. With aspect on the first house, there's a sense of gloom and sadness that's pervading throughout this transit. There's high drama, but you will feel quite good about the way you've handled things once this is over. Alright, my dear Pisces natives, we've come to the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe below to catch on all the latest updates on transits and all things astrology. Also, share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you guys again with another new video on astrology very soon.